Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Come on in the room. I am checking on some shipping information. So give me 1 second because I feel like they've been saying out for delivery for 3 days and I'm ready to call somebody personally. Anywho, good morning. Happy Monday. How are we doing on this good Monday? I cut my hair. How are we feeling? How are we feeling? No? Yay? Nay? Do I look like somebody's auntie? How y'all feel about it? I don't know. I needed to be cut. It needed to be cut. It was so damaged and so all over the place. But I don't know. I gotta get used to it. Cause when I do this and then it stop, I'll be like, oh. And it be it. That's it. Uh I don't know. I'm getting used to it. It's not it's once I learn how to style it, I think I'll be better with it. Good morning, other people's drama. Good morning, therapist. Good morning, T Dubba. Listen, I have been, first of all, we lost an hour here in the Midwest. I know they don't do that everywhere. Hey, YSL Kills, I know they don't do that everywhere, but we lost an hour here in the Midwest, and I feel like I need my hour back. Who I got to talk to? Whom do I have to speak to get my hour back? Because I need it. I feel like my whole everything is off. And I was already irritated this weekend to begin with. And then you're going to take an hour from me? I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. When I woke up, and I usually wake up pretty early, I usually get up about 7:30, 8:30. When I woke up and it was 9:30, I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I know I was tired, but I don't sleep till 9:30. I might lay there till 9:30, but I don't sleep till 9:30. Then I went, oh, they stole an hour from me. Them bitches. No. Anywho, so yeah, we lost an hour. We sprung forward, whatever the hell that means. And I was already irritated this weekend. I don't know. I've just been agitated, y'all. And I really can't put my finger on it. I think it's just, I think anybody with small children will understand me when I say that us as millennials were raised in a certain way. And we decided that we were going to raise our children a different way. And so we raised them in very loving, very comforting, very healthy households. And because of that, we have raised Velcro children. Let me tell you how my daughter does not leave my side if we are in the home. And I love her little self. I love her to death. Love her to death. But please stop touching me. As millennial bedroom children, we are pretty much okay being loners. We are okay being in our room by ourselves with our snacks and our TV, and we don't need to be bothered. But we did not raise those kind of children. And so half the day I have to go, can you scoot over? And so I think I was very agitated this weekend because as women, as mothers, we don't get a break. We do not get a break. Someone is always touching us. Someone is always talking to us. Someone always needs something from us. Somebody's always looking for us. And I just needed some alone time this weekend. I didn't get it, much of it. Um, but yeah, I was just agitated. And then y'all stole an hour. I got all of this going on, and I don't even get my hour to wake up before them and just have an hour of silence. Y'all stole that from me. Listen, other people's trauma, go play over there. I will buy you anything you want. I buy all the toys, all the gadgets. Go over there. Stop touching me. But then you feel bad and then you go over there and play with them. Then you start to feel bad and you're like, okay. Come on. And 5 minutes later, you're like, oh, I just want you to get away. I just want you to get away from me. Anywho, that was my weekend. I hope you all had a better weekend than I did. I didn't do much. I was just agitated, and then I realized an hour was gone. But let's get into this mess that is Kouri Richins' trial week 2. Listen, because I've had a few people reach out, and I've had some comments about some of my takes on the Kouri Richins trial, and I want it to be clear that when I talk about what the defense should be doing, or when I talk about that really isn't a good point for the prosecution, or when I talk about how they really haven't proven anything, that does not mean that I think Kouri Richins is not guilty of the crime she is accused. What it means is everyone in this country is entitled to a defense, and everyone in this country is innocent until proven guilty beyond each and every reasonable doubt. And regardless if I think she did it personally, I can still hold the prosecution to their burden, which is what everyone should be doing, us included, and even jurors. Everybody could think she is guilty as sin, and we should still be holding the prosecution to their burden. Because if you decide to let them slack on their burden, they will do it again, and they will do it again, and then they'll do it again. And then that is setting up precedent to do it to an innocent person. Do you see what I'm saying? So because I hold their feet to the fire does not mean I think Kouri is innocent or that I think she should get away. But I will 100% be okay. Will not be okay. I will understand if she walks away because the prosecution did not prove their burden. Doesn't mean I don't think she did it. That doesn't mean that I don't think she is a thief and a killer. That just means I need to I need the prosecution to do their job each and every time. Every single time. You don't get to slack off because the collective majority thinks she did it. Okay. So let's start there. So on Monday, we saw Robert, the drug dealer's video interview. And I thought it was interesting that the prosecution decided to play that because what it showed to me is that they don't think he did good on the stand. They think that he was a little too friendly to the defense. So they said, I'll show you. They said, I'll show you and we'll just play your interview. Now, I will say that in that interview, Robert seemed to remember a little bit more. Robert seemed to remember a little bit more in that interview. But I also will say that he was telling the truth when he said, well, they just tell me what I did and I kind of agree with them. Because that is what happened. He sat down and they were like, we know you went to meet them. We know you saw this. We know you saw them this. You went over here. You did over that. And he was just like, Yeah. So, I mean, think if you think Kouri is guilty, then you're like, see, he's a liar. He knew everything all along. If you think she's not guilty, you say, see, he said what he said. It was right. It was the same thing. If you're in the middle, you go, I don't know, I need more. I don't know, I need more. And again, like I said last week, the defense's strategy should be the police want this conviction so bad that they're doing all the wrong things to get it because that was a little too much help in that interview. That's not how you do a police interview. You sit them down and you say, tell me what you remember, tell me what happened. And then if they say something wrong, you can say, well, that's not what such and such told us. And that's not what these records show us. But to be like, you saw their drugs this many times and you did this and you did this and we know you did this and then we saw you do this and then somebody be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that's not that's not I don't know. But also, did y'all hear in the interview that he said they only met two times? So where are the three and the four? Where are the three and the four? And also, everybody was so up in arms about that interview. Like, see, he remembered. But I feel like if you would have showed Carmen's interviews with police, it would have been equally contradictory. That first one, anyway. That first one, before they told her what they needed from her, would have been equally contradictory. So, can we really, I don't know, just, all I got from them is that Kouri got the drugs. I 100% believe Kouri bought the drugs, and I think Carmen bought them from Robert and gave them to Kouri. That's really all I can take from them. That's all I can take from them. Um, and I think that it was fentanyl. I don't I don't know if he knew it was fentanyl. Here's why I'm saying that, people. Because again, like I said last week, where are the other people in his downline? Either either Eric took 7 pills at one time and everybody else took one so they're fine. Or all the fentanyl pills he had an extremely high dose that could lead to death, that would absolutely lead to death. Because we remember three, whatever the measurement is, three is death. He had 15. That is my point, YSL Kels. If he's selling fent, who else is somebody else has to be dead from his downline? Who else is dead? Either Eric took a handful of pills, but everybody's telling us he's not a pillhead. Everybody's telling us there's no evidence of that. Everybody's telling us his liver looks good. It doesn't look like he constantly takes drugs. So either he took six or there should be another dead person who bought something from Roberts. Where are they? And I feel like that's all, like that's better. And maybe they're coming. I don't know. But that feels like there should be another dead person from something bought from Robert. Where are they? And why did Eric take? If not, why did Eric take so many? And they're saying he's not a pill popper because they looked at his liver and it doesn't seem like it. Blah blah blah. But then why does he have Corey's prescription in his system? Why is he taking her Seroquel? Did she just give him a bunch of everything? Is that what the prosecution is saying? And this is my issue with the prosecution. This is my issue with the prosecution. I think she's going to be found guilty based on the stuff we learn later, which we're going to talk about. Um, but where, why does he have her prescription in his system? Either he's just around there taking pills, or she just gave him a bunch of everything, or did she put the fentanyl in the pill bottle and tell him it was Seroquel and he took one? Either way, the prosecution is not giving us any of these answers. They want it to be she got fentanyl, he died of fentanyl, that's it. Case closed, she killed him. And that cannot be enough. That cannot be enough. Regardless of what I think of Kouri Richins, that cannot be enough to put someone away for the rest of their life. And if you think that is, and that should be, I feel sorry for whoever is in your line of sight as a juror. That should not be enough. Because if Somebody ends up stabbed at your house and you got a whole bunch of knives and they put you on trial for first degree murder. You're going to be like, what the hell? He just happened to be stabbed and I have knives, so I'm the killer. That's that is why this prosecution is bothering me, because it felt like their case was going to be done today or tomorrow. And their last I think they're hoping that their last witness, which is the investigator, pulls it all together. But that just doesn't seem like it should be enough. She bought fentanyl, he died of fentanyl, case closed. That shouldn't be enough. You need to tell me how she got it to him, how he ingested it, where was it, where's the rest of it? How do you know she's the one who gave it to him and not that she had the bag pills on the table when he took it? If you want to call that manslaughter, but first degree premeditated, that should not be enough, is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Anywho, so then on Monday, oh, you know who else got on my nerves on Monday? You know what else is bothering about the prosecution is they are so blatantly putting on people who are so blatantly biased towards Kouri. And I'm not saying they shouldn't be. Their friend is dead. I'm not saying they shouldn't be. But what I'm saying is they shouldn't be so obvious about it. I know that everybody who comes to testify against Kouri, who was a friend of Eric, is mad at Kouri. I know that. So just testify clearly to what happened. When you try to hide stuff or when you try to misrepresent, it makes me feel like, is that really what happened? Because it gives credence to the defense in their terrible witch versus widow picture, right? When they said they're going to show you some things and it's going to look like a witch. And then we're going to show you some things and it's going to look like a widow. Because when they had Allison on the stand, which is Eric's business partner's wife, and we talked about how she didn't want to be married and they talked about their problems in the marriage and da 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 da. Da. And then when the defense gets up there and be like, but Eric didn't even like your husband no more. She like, what do you mean? I don't know. If she would have been like, yeah, they fought later. Yeah, they don't talk anymore. It would have just been more believable. When the defense attorney said, but wasn't Eric cheating around that time? Or having an affair around that time? What do you mean by affair? Girl, don't make me slap you. Do not piss me off. Is you cool? Is you cool? Like stuff like that makes me stop listening to people. Stuff like that makes me stop listening to you. When I feel like you're going out of your way to be obtuse, it makes me stop listening to you. What do you mean by affair? You know exactly what the fuck I mean. And this is why I could never be a trial attorney, y'all, because that's exactly what she would have said, what do you mean by affair? And I would have went, you know exactly what the fuck I mean. Do not piss me off in here. Was he or was he not having an affair, emotional or otherwise? But when you go out of your way to appear obtuse, it makes me disregard everything you're saying. And that's another angle the defense should pull. Everybody believes she did it. Evidence be damned. So they're going to come up here and twist stories and forget convenient details to make you believe she did it. And that's not, and every time they say that, they should point to witch or widow. She came up here and told you that Kouri was sitting here talking about her marriage and how she couldn't stand her marriage and how she wanted out of her marriage, which. Well, she failed to tell you that at the time, Eric is having an affair and Kouri knows about it. Widow. Like, if they just keep doing that, they may have a shot. I don't know. They probably have no shot. Maybe the jury has already decided she's guilty. I don't know. But that's what I would do. All of Tuesday, we had the forensic accountant. Let me tell you something right now. If I have a bill, if I have a bill that is over $300, that shit will haunt me day and night. That shit will haunt me day and night. The way Kouri is pulling money from out from over here, but putting it over there, but it's not enough. So she brings it over here and then she puts it over there. I would be like, how was she sleeping? How would she sleep? I would be pacing the floors at night with a cigarette, trying to figure out how I'm gonna pay these people back. I have never seen so much financial insecurity. Meanwhile, she's still just writing checks. When that forensic accountant said that she was paying somewhat like 20 to $40,000 a week in payday loans and short-term loans, and oh my God. Oh my God. I would pee on myself. I would pee on myself. Then you went to a house you don't own and took $250,000 out of that house. You know what I would, if you know what, if Eric had never found out about that and then wound up dead, I would be like, oh yeah, she killed him. I would be like, oh yeah, she killed him. But the fact that he found out and still didn't divorce her makes me even more like, hmm, hmm. And the fact that she actually went to a divorce attorney, which means she felt like divorce was an option. Because that's all I say in all of these spouse killing trials is divorce is an option, people. You can just get the fuck on. You ain't got to murder me. But the amount of debt that Corey carried from month to month would make me jump off a bridge. I'm just gonna be honest. I would not be able to sleep. I would be a nervous wreck. Do you hear me? I would be a nervous wreck all the time. No, we can't get Starbucks. What we got in this freezer tonight? We're eating canned corn and bread. We don't got no money. And then it just feels like, and everybody was talking about last week about why was she lying on her taxes to say she had more money than she had. Well, yeah, she can't let her husband know she over here in debt beyond. First of all, let's talk about this because we have seen in the public eye these celebrity couples, rich, who we assume are rich. I mean, I'm sure there are people around the community who consider Corey rich. We have seen these couples around the world where one side of the couple is doing crazy shit with money, and the other side has no idea. No. How I never understand that. Are they just so content with their lifestyle that they never ask the question? We've seen this with, well, if they're telling the truth, We've seen this with Teresa Giudice. We've seen this with Phaedra Parks. We've seen this with Nene Leakes. We've seen, you know, I watch a lot of Housewives. But how is it that you all are living in this house with this partner day in and day out, spending money here, spending money there, doing this, and your partner is in financial ruin, and you have no idea? I don't get that. I don't get that. How are you not paying attention? I know that everybody has their own bank accounts. Do you never want to see? Guess not. Guess not. I mean, I just don't I mean, they're not in a little debt, a little credit card that went over. They're not always, they're not, a couple $100 overdrawn. Like Murdaugh, these people are millions of dollars in debt, and the spouse has no idea. I just don't understand it. Somebody needs to explain to me how that works. Are they just so cool, calm, and collected throughout this house that you never have an idea that anything is afoot? Because I feel like my spouse would know. Because I would be in there miserable. You would not be able to touch me. Ain't no sex going on if I'm in that much debt. Okay, I can't think of nothing else. Don't touch me. Don't look at me. I need to think of a master plan because I need to get this money by tomorrow. Like, I feel like they would know something was off with me. I don't know. That is just so fascinating to me. I don't know why it's so fast. It's just so fascinating to me that people can be in these in long-term marriages. They're not like newlyweds. Wasn't Eric and Kouri married for like 10 years? That's a long-term marriage. It feels like you know everything there is to know. And your wife is over there in financial ruin. And in fact, after you saw that she took out a $250 HELOC loan on your house, wouldn't you be like, bitch, let me see them records? Open up that bank account. Because where is the money? And why did you need my money? Open up the account. Like, I think it's very odd that Eric learned that she stole money from him and didn't want to see what the hell was going on. Open the books. Open the books. I need to see where everyone. And matter of fact, give me your phone. Go on into that Bank of America. You didn't took my money. I just find it. I find that so strange. Anywho, I don't know. It's just that financial lady just sent me in a tizzy because there's no way. There's absolutely no way I could be in that much debt, paying over here to take over here. It just feels like every time she got paid, she was right back to zero. That would make me cry at night. That would make me cry every night. And we know why she didn't file bankruptcy because she couldn't let Eric know. She couldn't let Eric know. And she's using all of her personal funds. But if she was smart, she would have put it in a business account and filed bankruptcy on the business and walked away from all of that. But clearly, Kouri is not a very smart businesswoman. But we had her all of Tuesday. And I mean, it just a whirlwind. I don't understand how you find out she took out a loan on your home and you don't make her open up the books. You just go to a trust attorney and take everything from her. Something is something is odd about this, y'all. Y'all don't something is odd about this. Something is odd about this. And there's a piece we're not getting and we may never get because Kouri is the only one who maybe knows. But something is odd about this. You find out she takes a $250 loan on your house and you don't tell her, what the fuck are you doing? Open your books. Let me see what's going on with this business. Let me see where all this money is going. Why did you need a loan from my house? You couldn't get a loan from them? No, I need to see everything. I need to see what's happening. You don't do that. You go to a trust attorney and give everything to your sister. I mean, you could have done that too. You could have done that also, but that's your response. You didn't divorce her and say, you know what, this bitch stole my money. I don't want nothing to do with this. You didn't do that. Something is odd about this. Something is odd about this. And I can't put my finger on it. I can't put my finger on it. Either Eric really did think she was trying to kill him, and that's why he went up and set that shit up. So when I die, bitch, even if you kill me, you're not gonna benefit. But why not divorce her then? Why still be laying up in the house with her if you think she's going to kill you? I can't. It's bothering me. It's bothering me that I can't put my finger. Something is odd here. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's odd here. Okay. Then Wednesday we get into the life insurance people, which was a nothing burger because okay, they switched the beneficiary from Kouri to Eric back and forth, but within 6 minutes it remained on Eric because they want to prove a financial motive. Okay, clearly that's what they're doing. That Kouri was so much in debt that her only option was to kill her husband and try to recoup his life insurance. I think she was just a thief. You're proving to me that she was a thief, but you're not proving to me that she did anything to Eric. I think she was a thief and she tried to become the beneficiary of the business partner's life insurance because she thought she was going to be able to pull money out of it. But then she probably looked at it and was like, oh, that's ain't that kind. Let me switch it back. Because what was she gonna do? Kill the business partner? The only way she would have got the business partner's money, life insurance money, if is if he died. Was she trying to kill him too? Was she gonna kill both of them in a stone accident? What are we saying here? What are we saying? I think she thought, I can pull money out of this life insurance policy. Then she saw the kind that it was and she said, oh, this ain't that kind. Let me switch it back. Or didn't you want to know when the life insurance man got on and he said, I called them and asked them about it? Ooh, I want to know what they said after that. I want to know what they said after that. Because here we have, you've already taken out a loan on my house. Now you trying to switch my business? You trying to switch life insurance to yourself from my business partner? And all I do, I don't divorce you. I don't call you out. I don't go in your bank account and take all your money because you stole from me. What I do is go to a trust attorney and leave everything to my sister. I think that's strange. I think that's a strange response to the facts at hand. I think that's a strange response to the facts as we heard them. Because I'm going to do that too. But I'm also packing up my boys and I'm getting the hell out of here. And if I'm not, I'm in charge of the money. Matter of fact, we about to go take your name off all them accounts. You can't do nothing. Shut this business down. You ain't selling a nan another house around this bitch. You not selling nan another house around this bitch. You can't touch a dollar. Matter of fact, here go your Cash App card. We're gonna put $100 on the week on here a week. Do what you need to do. That should be enough for a coffee and a lotion and some tissue for the house. That's all. That's all you get. If I'm not leaving, then I'm taking complete control of these finances. Because not like I said, now you know she took the loan on the house. You know she tried to change her life insurance. What do you do about that? What do you do about that? Then we find out she got her best friend evicted. She took $45,000 as a down payment for a home from her best friend. Then her sister's paying what I mean, her best friend is paying what she believes is the mortgage on this home. Kouri lets the home go into foreclosure. Then she sells it in lieu of foreclosure and gets her best friend put out of the house. She's a thief who's terrible with money. But does that make her a killer? Um, then we saw the boyfriend, y'all. We saw the boyfriend before the bestie. We saw the boyfriend, y'all. And y'all tell me something. Because me and Numbers were texting about this. One of my moms, we were texting about this because I can't tell. Tell me something about the boyfriend. I couldn't tell from his demeanor on the stand. Do you guys think that he thinks she did it? I couldn't tell from his demeanor. I think he thought she did at one point, but the way he was acting on the stand, and he was like, I gotta say something, or I wanna say something. I can't tell if he thinks she did it. Can't tell if he thinks she did it. He was just up there so we could read the text messages. Do you think it's weird that they don't have them read them? I think that's so strange. So strange that they just scroll through the text messages and let the jury read them. So weird to me. What if they read them wrong? What if they can't read fast? I don't know. It's just why you just sitting this person on the stand, just having them sit there while you scroll through text messages. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's maybe it's a Utah thing. It's just off putting for me. But I couldn't tell whether or not he thinks she did it. Can't put my finger on it. He was emotional, like he was sad, but I couldn't tell if he's just sad for her, like sad all of this is here, or sad because I don't know. He was very interesting character. And I cannot stand when people cheat with people not as cute as their husband. Like, how dare you? You gonna cheat on me? That bitch better be bad. If you cheat on me, that bitch better be bad. I better look at her and go, well, I understand. You better not cheat on my ugly than me. And I said he's uglier, but he's not as cute as Eric, in my opinion. In my opinion, he ain't got no money. He barely got a car. He ain't got nowhere to stay. You sitting up here with Eric $7 million in assets. This what you want to cheat with? What's wrong with you? You paying for the trip? What is wrong? You, you was hustling backwards, Kouri. You was hustling backwards. You went $2 million worth of debt. If you went over there and told your husband, he might have would have helped you get out of it. But no, you over here giving this man a free place to live, a car, some money, taking him on trips. He ain't got nothing for you. He ain't doing nothing for you. He ain't paying for nothing. You gonna take? Is you cool? Is you cool, Kouri? This is your paramour? Is you cool? It's disrespectful when you look at it for real. It's disrespectful. You taking loans out on my house, taking food out my kids' mouth. You broke as a joke, and you over here taking care of another brother. It's disrespectful, actually. I mean, it ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but I'm just saying, Kouri, like, What is you doing? Probably a good man. I don't know. I don't know that man. That man ain't never did nothing to me. But Corey, what you doing? You hustling backwards. You hustling backwards. You got you a good man with a good job and a good income. Put you up in a big house. You fooling around with somebody who damn near homeless. You got to buy that car. You got to take them on the trips. You got to give them the money. Um, I guess money ain't everything. Maybe it's all about the. Maybe it's all about the love, honey. I don't know. Bought him two trucks. Yes, she did. Bought him two trucks. Yes, she did. Hold on 1 second, guys. I gotta. Something's going on. What the hell? Coming back. Hold on. My computer's doing something weird. The plug is coming out. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Anywho, bought him two trucks. Put him in a house. He ain't paying no rent. He ain't paying no mortgage. Taking him on a $5,000 trip to Sandals. Gave him $25,000. And your man is up here with $7 million in assets. And that's who you wanna. That's who you wanna. I mean, I mean, maybe the. I was about to say something very disrespectful. I was about to say something that was very disrespectful and did not need to be said. Let's move on. Let's move on. What else do we have on there? The estate planner who obviously could not stand Corey. QTX. Um, we had the estate planner who obviously could not stand Corey. Um, and it feels like she couldn't stand Corey before she ever met her. When I was listening to what she was telling Eric in the meetings and what she was saying about, what she would do, and we usually don't do this, it feels like she was trying to get it to be even more even more tight knit away from Corey than it actually ended up being. Right? Did it feel like that to you? Because she was like, "Yeah, I would. I usually wouldn't have put that. I wouldn't have done that. I would have said this. I would." Who are you? Why? I mean, listen. These people don't like Corey, but we also don't know what Eric was saying to them about Corey. So I give them a little bit of leeway on that, but you're an attorney. You're supposed to be up there opinion, now no opinion based. These are the facts. This is what happened. This is what he told me to do, so I did that. Why you up there? You want to fight this woman? You don't know her. Relax. Relax. Giggle glimmer. I said I wasn't gonna say it. It had to be some child. Because we know it wasn't in his pocket. So maybe it was in it. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Um, what else before I get out of here? Oh, you know what else irritated me? Um, that the prosecution was trying to make the celebration of life nefarious, however you want to say it. Because I thought maybe it's a cultural thing, but my grandmother died on Christmas Eve. And that house was full at about 1 p.m. and stayed full for about 2 weeks. People was drinking, some people was laughing, some people was crying. But that's just what we do after a death. We gather together to support each other, to remember. So when they were trying to make it seem like the day after she had friends over, right? Well, what was she supposed to do? Sit in the dark, quiet house to herself and rock? Like, I don't know. Like again, if I was the defense, my entire closing argument would be witch or widow. And I would show how the prosecution, because they already started with that. That's gonna be their through line. So they should harp on it. They should harp on it. They should make it a big part of their closing arguments. Witch or widow. They showed you picture of her smiling the day after her husband died, insinuating that she was happy he was dead, that she had big party after her husband died. That shows you a witch. The widow part of it is, of course, after someone dies, friends and family come together at the place, usually at his house or somebody else's house, and they drink and they cry, and then sometimes they laugh, they tell stories. Like that's just what happens. That's not crazy. Widow. Like they should just continue to do that because so far, personally, if I was a juror with my legal acumen, I would not be able to find Kouri Richins guilty of first degree murder with the facts that they have handed me. And I know some of y'all are going to be mad at that. Some of y'all are going to be mad at that. But I do not think they have proven first degree murder beyond a reasonable doubt at this point with the facts that have come out in trial. I know I missed a lot of some of the pre-trial stuff. I do know about the walk the dog letter, but I'm talking about right now in trial. Not anything outside, not anything we know from somewhere else, not anything we read on the blog. Right now in trial, they would not have enough for me to convict Kouri Richins of first degree murder. And it's because a lot of their evidence is like, well, yeah, that's bad when you look at it that way. But on the other hand, the only thing they've shown me, and this is why she may be convicted, and that's really bothering me, they show me she's a thief. They shown me she's a thief and she's terrible with money, which is bad character evidence. The only reason they're able to use it is because they're using it as motive evidence. But he knew. I don't know how much he knew, but he knew about her terrible financial acumen. And he still didn't divorce her. He knew that she took a loan out on his house without his permission. And he did not divorce her. He actually went to a divorce attorney and did not divorce her. I just feel like once he found out about that loan on the house and didn't leave her, I don't think Kouri was worried anymore. First of all, I think she's too delusional to realize that she's drowning. I think she's too delusional to realize that she was underwater as much as she was. I think she's too delusional to even understand the predicament she's in. I think she thinks she's big, tough, hot shit, and she was going to sell this house and everything was going to be good. Like, oh, and then another thing where I think they should be witch or widow is they tried to play the call to the ME as if she was trying to get information because she wanted to know. And I guess if you think she's guilty, that's a sinister call. But let me tell you, as someone who's waiting on autopsy results, I call that motherfucker 3 times a day, every day. So if I somehow got put on trial for killing somebody, would that be sinister, or would that just be me trying to get information? If my husband died, I'm calling too, and I'm calling more than once. Little do you know, I'm calling every day, and I got a new question. I was sitting down here thinking, and I was thought of something else, and I'm gonna call again. Like it's the things that they're using to show, like, look what she was doing. But it's like, but isn't that what she should be doing? Isn't that what she should be doing? Now we do got some weird Google searches, Ruth Ann. We do got some weird Google searches. But did we have any Google searches that said, can fentanyl be found in an autopsy before she knew that fentanyl was found? Do we have any Google searches that say um how long before fentanyl can kills you? Before fentanyl kills you? How long after death does an autopsy take to find fentanyl? We don't have anything like that. We got some weird ones. Hey, we got some weird ones. But with your widow, I guess it depends on how you see her. I guess it depends on why you see her. See, and Candy Rapper doesn't think the Google searches are sus because I'm gonna be honest, y'all. If I actually woke up to my husband dead in the bed, ain't no telling what I would be googling. Ain't no telling what I would be googling. And then after I got the autopsy results, ain't no telling what I would be googling then. Ain't no telling what I would be googling then. There would probably be some very incriminating searches, but it's just stuff I want to know. It's just stuff I want to know. We have a Google search asking what is the lethal dose of fentanyl, but that comes after she got the autopsy results, right? Did I get that mixed up? Because he didn't tell her, he just said it's a lot. He just said it's a lot. Now, if I got that mixed up, then yeah, that's a crazy search. I thought that she searched that after she found out he died of fentanyl. And that's something I would Google. How much fentanyl before you die? Because if I didn't do it, I want to know where the fuck he got all this fentanyl. I think the prosecution is going to have to do all I need for them to do, because that's what they called it, hedgehog in space. They called it poison. They didn't call accidental OD. They didn't call it OD. They called it poisoning. So if she's using the words that she's been given, that's what she's doing. Listen, again, I'm not saying that the girl didn't do it because I feel like rich people, I feel like rich people's worst fear is being broke. So I think once they see broke in the stars, they'll do anything to be unbroke. Okay. I do anything. I think they'll do anything to be unbroke. So I'm not saying she couldn't have did it. In fact, I believe she might have. I don't know, you guys. I don't, I think what's bothering me about it is I don't think she did it in the way they think she did it. Maybe that's why I'm so annoyed by this. I don't think she did it the way they think she did it. I don't think she put it in a drink. I think she put it in mixed it in with some other pills and told them they were one thing when they were something else. And so the way that this case is being presented is aggravating me. Maybe that's why I'm agitated. And where are Bryce's pants? Why did this man's pants off? Your best friend, you at your best friend's wife house after he's dead. Why are you taking your pants off? Weird shit y'all got going on. What type of weirdo is this? Do you think she was really in the kids' room laying down till 3 a.m.? My theory on that is that she was high, but that's just my tinfoil hat theory. I think she was high. I think she was getting high because where is the rest of the pills? Where are the rest of the pills? She was buying bunches of pills from these people. Where are they? Where are they? I think she was high. Yeah, she probably was in there till 3. I think she was high as a kite. I think they both used to get high. And I don't know what the Emmy looks at to determine whether or not somebody is regularly abuses drugs, but if I have a feeling about it, I think they both was getting high. Because I still cannot understand why her Seroquel is in his system. I can't get, and they're not explaining it because they don't even want to. It feels like the prosecution doesn't even want to touch it and don't want to ask too many questions about that. But why does he have that in his system? Why would he take that? Full disclosure, that's what I think killed my grandmother. Seroquel. Think they gave her Seroquel when her heart and her lungs could not handle it, and they knew it, and they gave it to her anyway. Why are you taking that? Why are you taking that? I don't know. Maybe her and her boyfriend were doing it. You know what, candy wrapper? He gave me, he get high. He gave me, he get high. Something about his mannerisms, something about the way he talking, the way he walked up in there talking about, um, the whole truth. You mean the whole truth? Oh, I got something to say. Like, something tell me he get a little high. I don't know. But they was talking about drugs in the text messages, and he said he only did a little weed, or I don't know. I don't know, but clock it, clock it. And this is what I'm. This is why I don't think what the prosecution thinks happened is what happened. I think there were pills, and she maybe told him there was something else, and they were fentanyl. I don't think she was in there acting like a mad scientist, hoping this was enough when I put it in his drink and hoping he don't taste it and hoping he drink it all. First of all, you gotta hope he drinks it all, hope it don't taste weird, and hope I'm putting in enough. I don't think she's a chemist, but Seroquel doesn't get you high though. I don't know what Seroquel. Maybe a very low dose won't get you high. But I've been told they take Seroquel in jail to sleep some days away. In prison, rather, not jail, prison. I've been told they stash Seroquel under their tongue, and the people who are prescribed Seroquel give it to other prisoners so they can sleep some days away. So maybe not a low dose of Seroquel won't get you high, but it might knock you out. I don't know. I don't know. And this is my question, Hedgehog in Space. How many pills are a lethal or 5 times the lethal dose? And again, question asked earlier, should somebody else be dead that bought pills from Robert? Did he only have one? Did he only have two? Did he only have three? And she happened to get them all and he happened to take them all? Like, shouldn't somebody else be dead? Is this one pill? Did this one pill have that much fentanyl in it? There should be another dead person. There should be another dead person. I don't know. Something about this case really is really creasing my Tims. And I can't put my finger on it. and I can't put my finger on it, and it's bothering me. I hate not understanding. It's very triggering for me when I don't understand. It's very triggering for me when I don't understand something. I cannot stand not understanding. I just can't break it down to me like I'm five. I can't stand not understanding. And that's something about this case I don't understand. Don't understand. There was no investor. I don't think there ever was an investor. Either Kouri gets high, the boyfriend gets high, Kouri and the boyfriend gets high, or Kouri and Eric get high. Somebody gets high. You're not buying six because if I just want to poison you, why don't I just buy three or four? Why am I buying 30 pills? If my intention is to poison you, and I know that's what I'm doing, why am I buying 30? Why am I buying $600 worth of pills and $1,000 worth of pills? Somebody is a pill popper, and we just haven't figured that out yet. And I don't think they ever tested Kouri to see if she was high that night. But somebody is popping pills and potions. Do you understand me? Because if I just want to put a couple in your drink, then I'm just gonna buy a couple. Give me four, maybe five, not 30. And then I'm go back for more the next time. Nah. Nah, 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 nah. Either Kouri gets high, Kouri and the boyfriend gets high, or Kouri and the husband gets high. Somebody get high. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. Anywho, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go to work. First of all, before I get out of here, how big is this town? Anybody from Utah? Anybody ever been over there? Why do the jurors know everybody? Is there like 30 people in this town? Why are the jurors so interconnected to these people? What is happening? And the defense wants them off, and I would too. Get out of here. You can't know nobody. Um, but my nephew was given a fentanyl pill and died. I didn't hear about any other deaths in town, so I don't know. First of all, sorry about your nephew. Usually when there are fentanyl deaths, there's like a cluster. Maybe not next to each other. Maybe not like, same neighborhood. But when I have heard of deaths, usually within a month or two, I hear about at least one other. But I'm sorry about your nephew. I have a little cousin that passed from fentanyl overdose. She thought she was taking a Percocet pill, and of course it was laced with fentanyl. And she was only 19, so I understand. But I don't know. Some about this case. It's really creasing my T's. Something about this case I'm not understanding, and I hate it. I hate so much that I don't understand something. And I feel like there's a piece of information that if I get, it'll bring everything clear. I just don't know. But we'll see what we get this week. The prosecution case is supposed to be done. They're supposed to be done. I cannot even believe that they brought that attempted case. I don't even know how they got probable cause for that case. She bought a sandwich and he got sick. This is what I'm like. To me, that just I don't even have time to go into that. I don't. I just that just got me stuttering. I'm so agitated. I just don't want that to be enough. I just don't think that should be enough to put someone in prison for the rest of their life. Because while I think Kouri probably should go to prison for the rest of her life, our justice system was created so that maybe 50 guilty people go free if that means that one of those people were innocent. And not we put 50 innocent people in jail because we think that one of them is guilty. That's not how it works. That's not what it was designed to do. So while I think she probably did it, this information that they've given us so far should not be enough. It should not be enough. And that's why it's bothering me. But also, the facts are bothering me. The facts are bothering me because as much as I couldn't stand when they said it in opening, now that when I apply it to the facts, I'm like, yeah, okay, I kind of see why you said that. I kind of see why you said that. I kind of see why you said something. They're going to present some things. And if you don't like her, she looks like a witch. But if you understand, she looks like a widow. I think I understand that because every time one of the friends get up there and talk about the stuff Kouri said, like the one friend, she said that he would be better off dead. But you just said, well, I don't even know if she said that. And you only heard, and you only remember she said that after you talked to Katie. Like, come on, guys. Like, you knew this. State? Why do you even need to put her on? It feels like is that if that's your evidence, you really pulling shit out the side of your ass. Because there was no reason for her. You knew that she had an interview where she was saying, I can't be 100% sure. I don't really know. I couldn't testify to that. And now she's sitting up just as sure as shit. Yep, she said she'd be better off dead. It's just like that. You need that? Did you need her? Did you need her? Oh, rest in peace, Chad. Um, I don't know. It's just like everybody that comes up there to testify against Kouri all be looking like, oh, okay, I see why you here. And it's never good. It's never good for me personally. You know what, S. John? Katie is a problem, but I hesitate to call her a problem because her brother is dead, right? Her brother is dead, and they seemed very close, and she wants someone to blame. So I struggle to say that, but also it seems like she's pulling a lot of these strings. And you need to say that. And you need to call him. And he did that. And yep, that makes sense. Because when I was there, yep, and yep, that's why she did it. Yep, I knew she like it just feels gives me pause. I'll say that. It gives me pause. Everybody who's come up there to testify against Kouri, the defense has pulled out that they have an ulterior motive to be there. And that's the thing, S. John. That's why I struggle to call her a problem because as a big sister, if I believe that you actually killed my brother, oh, I'm going hard at your head every time. I'm coming hard at your head and your neck every time. From the outside looking in, it feels like you're just over there pulling the strings. But as from her perspective, and yep, I am because that bitch killed my brother. Because that bitch killed my brother. What you gonna do about it? But we need to see what happens this week. We're definitely getting the lead detective. And is that the one who threatened the lady's dog? Because they better bring that up. They better bring that up. The prosecution, I mean, the defense needs to get so much more organized in their questioning. They need to get so much more organized in their questioning. Or Kouri's going to jail. She's probably going to jail anyway. But when they get that lead investigator, their questions need to be all centered around Who walked in there and gave you details without being fed them? Who just sat down and told you a story? Nobody, right? Nobody sat down and said, this is what happened, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. And then when they didn't do that, when they just agree, when they just agreed with the story you told, and then when they didn't do that, you threatened to strangle their dog. And also, you didn't even care to investigate this case until the family's private investigator told you what had happened, right? Like they need to be so organized, which fortunately they are not. So Kouri will probably end up in jail. um, the one guy though, Ramos, is that his name? He's gotten a lot better. He's gotten a lot better from that first day when he was up there hooting and hollering. But he doesn't seem like he's handling the bigger witnesses. It seems like the I can't remember her name, the older lady is, and she's a little too out of sorts for me. She's a little too out of sorts for me. She can't remember dates. She can't um she's always fumbling and mumbling over her words, then she flips back and then she flips forth, and then she can't something about this defense team. I'm just it just good morning Montana a little. Um yeah. So they need to be, when I say they need to be so organized in questioning these officers, it needs to be like point after point after point after point. And when you get the point, move along. The problem with the defense, I gotta get out of here. I have to work, but I have to say this. The problem with the defense is they get a point and then they ask an extra question, and it never ends well. It never ends well. Make the point and get out of there. Make the point and get out of there. Like with the financial expert, they made the point of, but Kouri was paying it all back, right? Kouri was paying it all back. Then they asked her, "Did you see anything in there that would indicate she wanted to kill her husband?" And she goes, "Well, yeah, she did write an email that said how inconvenient her marriage was." Why did you ask that? Why did you ask that? You could have left that alone. You made the point. Move on. You got the point you wanted. Move on. They're going to have to be so clear, so precise, so boom, get a point, get out. Boom, get a point, get out. So that you can argue whatever you need to argue in closing. But of course, we know they won't do that because, Tiger don't get no new stripes. Anywho, got to get out of here. Got to go to work. Wish you all a wonderful Monday. We will see what happens this week. I believe the prosecution is resting this week, and then we get into the defense case, which I am very interested to see. I am very interested to see what the defense case is. I think it's going to be magnificently stupid, but we will see. We will see. I hope you guys have a good Monday. I hope you have a good rest of your week. Thank you for joining me. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you spent your morning with me, and I appreciate that. Make sure you take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you next time. Bye. Bye, guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.